In the Halloween 2 page, and I've copied my code from Halloween 1. I'm just getting rid of some other functions that we don't need. I have a run function and a ran sound. We don't need that. Let's get rid of everything. So I'm just getting rid of everything to start with, get rid of all that. We have essentially nothing. We have an open script tag and a closed script tag. Down here we have our HTML. So we have a div for scary images and with a scary image, but we don't even have a URL for the scary image. So it's going to be an empty scary image at first. Then we're going to put in some buttons. I want to put in 12 buttons. I'm just going to put in 12 buttons straight in. So I'm just going to write button. I'm going to give this one an ID. Is going to be button 1. Do I need an ID even for these guys? I don't. I'm not going to be doing anything with them in the code, so I don't really need an ID. I'm going to get rid of the ID. It's going to be a waste of time. I'm going to give it an on click is equal to handle button. I'm just going to send it with a 1. So handle button 1, because this is my button 1. I'm going to call this button. If we update the preview, you're just going to see a scary image and button 1. I'm just going to copy this 12 times. 2, 3, 4. But you know what's faster, by the way? You can do this. You copied it and then copied it again. I have 4. If I copy that again, I end up with 8. And if I, paste the 8 plus 4, hey, 12, there we go. So I got 12 buttons really fast using exponential growth. Handle button 1, this is handle button 2, this is going to be handle button 3, handle button 11, and handle button 12. Inside my handle button, I'm going to make a handle button function, very simple. I'm going to write function, handle button, number, save and update, and there's my button. Unfortunately, I've written button 1 for each one, so I have to come over here and write button 2, and button 3, and button 4, and button 11, and button 12. If we update the preview and save, preview, it says button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. Inside handle button, I'm just going to have it console log you pressed, and then whatever the number is, plus num, like that. If we update the preview and save that, and then go into the JavaScript console, which is right here, and then if we click on button 1, oh, we have an unexpected token right here. I have 2 of these things. That was a mistake. Update the preview and save. There we go. So if I click on button 1, it should say you pressed 1. If I click on button 8, it should say you pressed 8. If I press on button 7, it should say you pressed 7. We see how it knows what button we've pressed. All I need is 12 scary images. And I would like you guys to make your own scary images, of course. And I need some scary sounds, right? And I've already shown you how you record the scary sounds. Very quickly, just out of laziness, I'm going to go into Audacity and record a scary sound to go with each of these things. I've got the ghost. I'm probably going to go like, whoa, and then I have the pumpkin. In Audacity, I'm going to record the sounds to go with my scary images. Happy Halloween! I'm going to get you. There it is. There's scary sounds. Open it up. They're all my sounds. If I go to get, for example, the cat, there it is. I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to bring it into my Tumblr. Go into the Tumblr. I need to make some audio underneath my JavaScript script tag. I'm going to make a variable called cat sound, SND for sound, is equal to new audio. Then I'm going to write cat sound dot source, SRC, is equal to http webhost.trivago.qc.ca, and then the URL for the cat sound. I'm going to put a little semicolon at the end of that. I'm going to copy and paste that. We also want that thing that we had last time, cat sound dot add event listener. And then in brackets, we're looking for when it is ended. And then when it's ended, it's going to go to something called sound over. I'm going to make a function called sound over. So let's make that function. In the function, I'm just going to put a console log. I'm just going to say that we're in sound over. Let's update the preview and save that. We'll test that out. I'm going to click on button number 7. If number is 7, it's going to play the sound. Then after the sound is over, it should go into our sound over. So let's update the preview, save that, and then we're going to run that. So I'm going to click on button 7. The sound went off, you press 7, it says, and in sound over, so that was called. Okay, so the next thing is we need to get all our images uploaded. I want to break this one image up into several images. I'm just going to press Shift Command 4, and then I'm just going to take a little screenshot of each one of those, Shift Command 4, and they'll be saved to the desktop. Make some new posts. Photo, upload photos. Here's all the screenshots I just made, and open. Press the post button, post. Then I can control click on the image
and copy the image address. That's the URL I'm after. I'm going to go and make those variables the same way we made our sounds variable. Cat source src is equal to all of that. I'm going to put in document, get element by ID. We're looking at our scary image dot src is equal to our cat source, like that. Let's see if that works. Update the preview, save. Perfect. Then we need that scary image to disappear. So we need it to be initially to be invisible. We need to put in some CSS. Type is equal to text slash CSS. Then I'm going to put in my scary image div. Now that's the name of my div, so it's going to have a hashtag in front of it because we're looking at that instance of it. I'm going to put in display is going to be none to start off with. We need to display that image. I'm going to use my document get element by ID again thing down here. Here we're talking about the scary image div dot style dot display is equal to block. When we make the sound over, when we go into the sound over, we need to make that disappear again. So display none, like that. Let's see if that works. Update the preview, save. Our image is gone, but unfortunately, so are the buttons, because the buttons were inside that div. I'm just going to make that div just the image, leave all the buttons outside the div. Let's update the preview, save that. There's all our buttons. If we click on button number 7, and there we go. A few things that are going a bit wonky is one, when I click the button, the image appears and it pushes all the other buttons down. Maybe there's something we can do about that. We can give the buttons their own div ID. We'll use some CSS to tell the button div where to go. I'm going to call that button div or buttons div that's going to hold all the buttons. We can tell the buttons div, we can just move them down the screen a little bit. So in CSS, hashtag buttons div position is going to be absolute. Top is going to be, let's say, 300 pixels. Let's see if that does it. Update the preview, save. Maybe 300 pixels is a bit much for what we were doing. And then it disappears. All right, so I just have to repeat that for each image. I need a different sound and I need a different image. So I'm going to go get my next image. I have the cat image. There's my ghost image. Control click, copy image address, back into the code. Var ghost src is equal to all of that. And in my ghost sound, I've got to go into my sounds folder. There's my scary sounds. Here's my ghost sound. There's the URL of my ghost sound. Back into here, I have my cat sound. I'm going to put in my ghost sound. Var ghost sound is equal to new audio. Ghost sound dot src is equal to all of that. I'm just going to copy what I have for cat sound dot add event listener. I'm going to do the same thing for ghost sound. Put a semicolon down there. It's going to be ghost sound add event listener. When it is ended, it's going to go to sound over as well. And the ghost would be button 1. If number is equal to 1, ghost sound dot play. We want our scary image to have the ghost image or the ghost source like that. I'm going to put an else here. It'll speed up the code a little bit. That should work. So let's see what happens. Let's update the preview and save. If I click on button 1, the ghost image should appear and we hear the ghost sound. And then when the sound is over, the ghost should disappear, and it totally does. And we press the cat sound goes off, and then it disappears. So we just want to repeat that over and over again for all the buttons. And that's it for Halloween number 2. Have a good day.